Welcome to Chapter 2, Forecasting and Demand Planning. In the world of supply chain management, this is where it all begins. Imagine trying to run a business without knowing how much of your product customers will want next week, next month, or next year. That's the challenge forecasting aims to solve. It's about making informed predictions so companies can plan resources, manage inventory, and meet customer demand efficiently. Forecasting is the foundation of every major supply chain decision. When you forecast well, everything else, like procurement, production, logistics, and staffing, can run like a well-oiled machine. Get the forecast wrong, and you may face shortages, overstocks, delays, or lost sales. Inaccurate forecasts create chaos across the organization. That's why companies invest heavily in forecasting tools, processes, and talent. It's not just about predicting sales. It's about aligning the entire organization around a shared understanding of future demand. Forecasting starts with understanding the type of demand you're dealing with. Independent demand is driven by customers. Independent demand items are primarily finished goods that are sold directly to end users. For example, a bicycle sold in a store. Dependent demand, on the other hand, refers to the components needed to produce those finished goods. If you know you need to produce 1,000 bicycles and each requires 2 wheels and 1 seat, you don't need to forecast the wheels and seats. You can calculate how many of each of those you need based on the forecast for finished bicycles. Once a baseline forecast is created, organizations move into demand planning. This involves adjusting the forecast based on real-world factors such as new product launches, upcoming marketing campaigns, competitive changes, or supply disruptions. Demand planning turns a statistical forecast into a business-ready projection. It requires collaboration between marketing, sales, operations, and finance to ensure that strategic insights are incorporated into the forecast. There are 2 primary techniques in forecasting: qualitative and quantitative. Qualitative forecasting relies on expert judgment, customer surveys, or consensus panels. It's useful when historical data is limited or when launching new products. Quantitative forecasting uses historical data and mathematical models. These models assume the future is a continuation of the past and use that data to predict the future. The best forecasts often combine both techniques. Unfortunately, no forecast is perfect, but that doesn't mean it's useless. The key is understanding how close forecasts are to reality. Consistency matters more than perfection. A forecast that is reliably within plus or minus 10% of actual demand is far more valuable than one that wildly swings each period. One of the most powerful ways to improve forecasting is to collaborate across the supply chain. This includes sharing information with suppliers, distributors, and even customers. More visibility means fewer assumptions, and fewer assumptions mean better forecasts. Modern forecasting tools increasingly use AI and machine learning, social media data, and real-time demand signals to enhance accuracy. But technology alone is not the solution. Human judgment and cross-functional teamwork remain essential. Forecasting and demand planning are more than just analytical exercises. They are strategic imperatives. They connect the future with the present, enabling companies to plan, adapt, and compete more effectively. Whether you pursue a career in marketing, finance, or operations, understanding how forecasts shape business decisions will make you a more valuable contributor. So as we dive into this chapter, think of forecasting not as guesswork, but as a critical business capability that shapes everything downstream in the supply chain.